Welcome back, conscious creators. It's Cosmic Christos, and today we will be discussing how to create an intentional life. So for starters, it's 2025, and I think that this is the perfect video to start off the year with. Why? Because we want to create a life that is led with intentions, that's led with things that we actually desire to do, and not just doing them because we have no choice but to do them. So today we're just going to be talking about how does one actually create a life of intention? How do we burn the bridge? How do we accomplish the things in life that mean the most, that bring the most joy and fulfillment? That's really what we're going to be discussing today. Now, I did have a script wrote out for this video, and I also had a video that I recorded previously before this video, but I scrapped both of them. And the reason being is because I really feel as though this topic is really heartfelt, and not that the other ones aren't, but I really feel as though this one is one that I genuinely want to freestyle off the top of my head, because I feel as though creating a life of intention has been so personal to my spiritual journey. It's been personal to who I am just as an individual at the core. And I really just want to be able to give you all the tools that really genuinely help me in times that I really felt as though I had no way out, or I didn't know what the next step was. And I think that that's why I have so much joy now in my life, and peace, I should say, it's a better term. So much peace in my life because I don't really fear anything anymore. I don't fear outcomes. I don't fear circumstances, because I know that all of this is temporary. Even the air that I'm breathing, the life that I'm experiencing, this is all temporary. So I only can get so acquainted with what's temporary, and that's whether that's good or whether that's bad. We have to approach life in that way of appreciation of both positive and negative. So for me, that's how I like to live my life, because in that way I'm neither disappointed nor either am I over ecstatic or overjoyed about certain things. I have a medium, because I understand that just as fast as some things can be granted to you, they can also be taken from you as well. So today I just want to give you all what was some keys to creating an intentional life for myself. And a part of that was really knowing what I wanted out of life. A part of that was knowing where I wanted to live, how much money I wanted to make, what kind of lifestyle did I want to live, did I want children, did I want to have a marriage. And even throughout this journey, a lot of the things that I thought that I wanted, that I had intentions on creating, I later found out that I either wanted them for the wrong reasons, I wasn't ready for them, or I just didn't want them as bad as I thought that I wanted them, or they didn't bring the fulfillment or the emotion that I had attached with them. So today we're just gonna really just expound on some of those things and how I feel as though we can create a life of intention through vibration, through our energy. So first and foremost, it really just starts with your passion, what you really are passionate about, what you have a deep burning desire to see come into fruition. And this could be spiritual, this could be material. And the reason why I say this is because this is going to follow you all throughout life. It's going to start in your early years, probably continue throughout your high school, college, until you completely act on it. Now, for some people they do, for some people they don't. And I think that this is the difference maker between individuals who are happy and found fulfillment in life versus those who aren't happy and haven't found fulfillment in life. So I think that essentially, if we strive to have joy, happiness, fulfillment, peace, all of those things, then it's really rooted in creating a life of intention, doing the things that you are happy doing, the things that really bring you fulfillment. And it's so often that we'll go into an establishment, a McDonald's or a post office, and we see somebody with the attitude that doesn't like their job or anything or something like that. And to me, that's an abomination to life itself. You're taking an opportunity from somebody who actually may want to have this job and maybe looking forward to having a job like this, or may not even have an opportunity to have a job like this and will really value it. So I think just sometimes our attitude and what we want to manifest, they all tie in together. A lot of times when you see people who are disgruntled with their reality, you have to look at them as a player in that reality as well. You can't just look at it as, well, life happened to them. No, they accepted something and they settled for it. So essentially, that's what life is going to do. It's going to test you. It's going to see, are you going to settle? It's going to cause you to be imbalanced to see how emotionally stable you can be. And are you going to persevere through those chaotic times? So I've noticed that throughout my journey that, like, I was always thrown obstacles, and it was really just to test my faith. It was to test and to weed out, really the strong from the weak, the people who are committed versus the people who are just only interested. So essentially, that's what it really boils down to. This is what the universe is constantly doing, day by day, cycle by cycle. It's weeding out the people who are interested versus the people who are committed. The people who are intentional versus the people who are just mistakenly doing things with no intention, no awareness. So if you are a person who says that, hey, you know what, I want to be the best actor in the world, you've made that intention in your mind that you're going to become the best actor in the world over the next 5 to 10 years. Now, with that being said, you start to align your actions, your habits, your lifestyle, your circle, your environment with becoming the best actor in the world. In turn, you become the best actor in the world. Now, how is this measurable? You win plenty of awards, you get nominations, you get more roles, you got more money than you could probably even think of. And whatever else equates to you becoming the best actor in the world, because you may have your own list of what actually equates to you becoming the best actor in the world. But until that list, I guess, in your head is checked off of becoming the best actor in the world, we're just not going to stop until we get there. But I'm saying that to say that you have to have something that you're that obsessive about, something that you're that crazy about. And in life, a lot of people don't find that. A lot of people don't find something that they're that obsessed with, something that they can't sleep. Like it's something that it's 3 a.m. and you're finding yourself waking up and you're doing this thing. And for me, it's really this, being a conscious creator, making content, thinking of ideas, writing out just new thoughts and emails. I'm really obsessed with self-development. I've learned that over the past couple of years that I'm obsessed with self-development. And it's because, to me, self-development is like a sport, and I love sports. So if there's something that I can practice and get up every single day and do, and I can see results that enhance my life, that enhance my intellect, that enhance my productivity, my camaraderie, then I want to get as good as I possibly can at it. So for me, this is why I've become obsessive with my personal development, self-awareness, creating a life of intention, all of these things that I'm discussing, because I know the fruits that it reaps, or the fruit that it bears. So I really encourage you all to find that thing in life that you can become obsessed with, the thing that you can treat almost like a game. And when I say that is that, like, treat it as in the game as you take it serious, but you don't take it too serious. You know that it's something that you can turn on and off. It's something that you can come back to. It's something that, gives you something to strive for. The levels get harder and harder the more and more that you progress. So that's the psychology or the psychological approach that I want you to have when it comes to becoming great at whatever it is, or the best at whatever it is that you set out to be. So let's break down what the actual definition of intention is, because I haven't even gotten into intention. Intention is the language of the universe. The word intention comes from Latin, intendere, meaning to stretch toward. At its core, intention is the deliberate act of focusing your energy and awareness toward a specific outcome. But beyond its definition, intention is much more profound. It's the underlying language of the universe, the invisible thread connecting our thoughts, emotions, and actions to greater cosmic flow. So I know I probably said, I recently just made a newsletter about this yesterday. In my newsletter, the first thing that I said was 2025, the year of completion. Numbers are the language of the universe. However, I did forget to mention that intention is the underlying language of the universe. Yes, numbers are one language of the universe, or the language of the universe, but the underlying language of the universe is intentions. Now, I've learned this the hard way. I think we've all learned that intentions is the language of the universe in some form or fashion. And the reason being is because intention deals with truth. Intention is heavily associated with all things that are absolute. And absolute, and what do I mean by that? Meaning that like the things that are the purest. And absolute and truth doesn't necessarily mean positive or negative. It just means that this is the true essence of the thing. So if you wanted to, let's say hypothetically speaking, you were in a relationship, but you didn't want to be in a relationship. Now, you're in the relationship because you feel as though it may be the right thing to do at the time, and you don't want to break that person's heart. However, at the root, the underlying core, your intention is to be in a relationship because you don't want to hurt that person's feelings. But at the root, the underlying, you don't want to. So with that being said, although you may have a good intention to please somebody else, the underlying intention is the fact that you're not happy. And you're ultimately going to arrive at that destination through some way, shape, or form. It's only a matter of time. So although you may be playing a facade of being happy inside of a relationship, it's only a matter of time before your thoughts, emotions, and actions start to align with the pure underlying intention of actually being fulfilled and happy inside your relationship. So I hope I didn't confuse you guys with something that simple, but yeah, that's really what intention is. Intention is just really knowing how you feel at your deepest core level and living in that, accepting that, not running from it, not rejecting it, and not feeling as though you have to live for somebody else's happiness. And I think that's what we all succumb to at some point in our life. So we want to start off with understanding the language of the universe, which is numbers and intention as well, and intention. So through intention, we learn how to be pure, how to be honest, how to be integral, how to be aligned with what it is that we want out of life and not settling for anything less. So some ways that we can do that is one, through meditation. Meditation really gives us the insight. It gives us the opportunity to be able to really ask ourselves what it is that we want and why. How do we, aspire, or how do we plan on attracting this thing? Do we plan on making room in this way? Do we plan on making more time? Because I think ultimately, that's what life kind of boils down to, is when you really want something, are you willing to make the sacrifices to obtain it, to attract it? You have to make room for this thing. And I see this so often, whereas we want a thing in life, but we're not willing to make room for it. We're not willing to allow the thing to actually manifest itself in our life because we're holding on to so many things, or because we just have too many things that's in the way, our schedule, whatever it may be. We can have just too many things that's blocking the flow of something new flowing into our life. So essentially, I think that's what it really starts with, is meditating, being able to make headspace, headroom, and then being able to align yourself with those actions to be able to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to attract into your life. Next, I would say it's writing or journaling. There's also a saying that, it was a study actually, that 70% of people who write down their goals or their ideas accomplish them. That's a huge indicator on how important it is to meditate, how important it is to actually write things down. And I've had plenty of instances where I've written down business ideas, I've wrote down business plans and gotten funding the next week. So I've seen this manifest into my life time and time again, where I know it to be true, to the point that I'm very mindful and intentional on what it is that I want to manifest. And I'm learning how to be more be more mindful. That's just the best way I could put it. Be more mindful in what it is that you think that you want, because oftentimes we think we want something, but we don't think about the responsibility that's also attached with the thing that we want. So I think that it just starts with meditation, journaling, and then it also starts with learning how to say no. When we learn how to say no to people, places, habits, or anything that just doesn't properly align with our overall mission at hand, then that's when we really learn how to turn up the volume, honestly, because that's all it really boils down to, is being able to just have tunnel vision and being able to say, I'm too busy or I'm too focused. And once you really implement those two things into your life, you become obsessed with that, and it may not sound healthy. It may not sound like something that, a person should endure for a long period of time. But when you look at a lot of the great inventions that we have in manifestation today, they came from people who all thought like this, people who were really intentional with their time, their energy, and their resources. So I think that essentially that's what life boils down to when you look at great thinkers, great minds, people that you just admire on a daily basis. Think about all of the things that they're doing when they're not on the screen or when they're not being in the public eye. Think about what they're doing behind closed doors. Think about all of the hard work, the time, the energy, effort that it takes to doing the thing that they do. And I think that's what's overlooked about becoming great and being great is, all of these things, having time and solitude to yourself to meditate and to have clarity, writing down exactly what it is that you want out of life. And then just also being able to say no, being able to create those boundaries around yourself so you can get everything that it is that you want to accomplish done. So essentially, that's been my approach over, I would say, like the last 2 or 3 years, is really just having tunnel vision, really just being able to focus, knowing exactly what it is that I want out of life and knowing how to manifest it. Like, it's not as hard as people make it out to be. I really just want to make a lot of the complex things inside of the self-help or spiritual community more simple, because I've really been seeing a lot of results through doing less. I think the more that we compound ideologies, concepts, and all of these things, we only contribute to our overthinking. And in reality, the universe just wants us to be more clear-headed, more straightforward, having more direction, because then the game becomes fun. Because now when you're going through the world and you're going through life, like an episode of Blue's Clues, it's like it's a clue everywhere you go. So once you start engaging with the universe and life in itself like that, you start to see the big mind that the universe is, or the world is, and we're all connected, and it's just like you're on a journey, and it's really nothing to fear. And fear has been sold to us on so many levels, and that's what keeps all of us from doing something in life that we really aspire to do. So the more that we break the barrier or the illusion of fear down, the more that the reality becomes limitless. And that's just something that I've been testing. I'm not saying that I have no fears, but I realized the fears that I did once place significance in, the more that I looked into them, understood them, and equipped myself on how to deal with them, they diminished. And that's really what I want to spend more time expounding on in the future with this channel, is like how to overcome some fears. I know a lot of us deal with, social anxiety. Some people may deal with a fear of, not feeling like they have enough. It's a lot of fears that we all battle with, but I just really want to share how I overcome fear. And it's been fun. I honestly can say that overcoming fear has probably been one of the most enlightening experiences on my journey, because I think that all fear is rooted in illusion, and life in itself is the biggest illusion. So once we overcome the fear of life in itself, we overcome just the illusion at its core. So I think that's really what it all boils down to when it comes to creating a life of intention. I don't really want to overcomplicate this topic, because I think that when you really start with those 3 things, meditation, writing, and creating boundaries, I think the rest just falls into place. And that's really what's just been working for me over the past couple of years. And I can honestly say that it's really helped me live in the location that I want to live. It's helped me do the thing that I love to do every single day for a living. Like, this is what I really love to do: create content, be an entrepreneur. It's helped me protect my time and my energy and my space from people that I know are not aligned with the same intentions that I have for myself. So it's really just helped me, like, just shave off a lot of dead weight in my life. And I think that that's the best, because a lot of times, you know, they say misery loves company. And I think a lot of people are guilty of that. I think a lot of people are miserable in life and they just really want company. But the sooner that you break away from that addiction to want company, to want people to accept you for being something that you're not or whatever, the sooner that you could really just start living in your authentic self and being what you need to be for the world. And I think that that's just where I'm at right now. Just really accepting, you know, me for who I am, and just curating my life around becoming the most expansive version of that. And that's really that. So that's pretty much today's topic in essence: how to create an intentional life. I hope this video was informational for you all. If you did not get a chance to like and subscribe, please hit the like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. And last but not least, my services are now live. If you want coaching services from Christos, here are my services: harmonious living, life transformation, and many more. Check that out, link in the description, and I will see you all until the next time. Wholeness.